I want to take you now to Miami, where we're watching this collapse you're seeing. This is the larger wide shot here of a bridge collapse near Florida International University. There are some cars that have been trapped underneath this bridge collapse. They're trying to get some of the people out. They were able to rescue some folks and take them over to a nearby trauma center. Our understanding is that this bridge opened back in back on Saturday, just a few days ago, and it was allowed to be opened. The folks were driving through this area, and then that's when this collapse took place. It's our understanding it's about 170 feet. It's 950-ton section of this that was built, and as you can see, that entire street has now been closed off to traffic as they're trying to sort of extricate the people that are there on the scene and also deal with the injuries that they're seeing. Miami-Dade Fire and Rescue have been responding to this, and we know that folks are being taken to a nearby trauma unit. We are monitoring our affiliate WFOR. I want to ask our control room if we have that live shot yet. We've got a witness, actually, Isabella Carrasco. Do we have her on the phone? Okay, Isabella, if you can hear me, can you tell us what you saw?
Me and my boyfriend had just driven under the bridge, and we actually commented on how new it was and how they were still doing construction. There were some construction workers on the side still working on the base, and as soon as we had turned right into the FIU campus and had turned into the garage, we had heard a loud bang, and at first we had thought that we had hit something, and when we looked around, we saw that the bridge had collapsed on multiple vehicles.
Now, it was our understanding, Isabella, that this bridge was already open to the public, but you're saying they were doing construction on it as well?
Yes, ma'am. I didn't see any pedestrians walking on it, though I know that they did open the intersection once again. They had closed the intersection a couple of days ago to finish some construction on it, but I didn't see any people walking on it.
And do you know potentially how many cars are trapped under, or did you see people there at the time?
I saw about 5 or 6 cars crushed under the bridge. One of them had managed to get out. It looked like the bridge had collapsed on it, and it still drove forward, and the woman in the car was completely okay. A police officer was asked by some of the people on the road if she had heard any responses from the people in the cars, and she shook her head no.
Remarkable that you were able to see a woman get out of her car based on what we're seeing right now, the images of this bridge collapse. What can you tell us about this area, Isabella?
This area typically is it's high traffic area, which I believe is why they put the pedestrian walkway in the first place, for students to be able to walk across safely. And it's not a crazy idea for car accidents to happen, which is what we thought had happened at first. But when we looked around, we saw that it was much, much worse.
Can you explain to us sort of the location? Is this right on campus at FIU?
Right outside of campus. FIU campus is parallel to 8th Street, which is where it occurred, right in the middle of, like, right across the dorm, pretty much the center of where students are able to walk to and from areas around campus.
So walk us through again, Isabella. How did you hear how this all went down?
I drove under the bridge with my boyfriend, and we turned right onto campus. And immediately after we heard a loud bang, we thought we had gotten into a car accident, or a car accident had occurred behind us. And when we looked around, the bridge had completely collapsed. From the middle, it looked like just completely collapsed in the middle.
And right now, are you seeing, we're seeing the image right now. I believe the top part was potentially the pedestrian bridge, and you're saying underneath this intersection is where would be the normal traffic flow. So it wasn't exactly that cars were going on this pedestrian walkway, because it was obviously for pedestrians.
Yes, ma'am.
And so right now I'm seeing the entire street closed off to traffic. But you were saying because of the construction that this street had been closed off for some time?
Yes, ma'am. I believe that they had just opened it this past Saturday, and they closed it down Friday at 9 p.m. and then opened it up on Saturday. And 8th Street is a very busy street, so whenever they close it down, it's a big deal.
Yeah, 8th Street, for folks who know Miami, know Southwest 8th is not it is a heavily trafficked street. Do you know anything about casualties or injuries?
I was only to see one, and it was one of the construction workers who had been injured in the fall, and he was pulled onto the side of the road. He seemed a little delirious, a little confused, And he had just looked like he had been hurt in the mouth. He said that there wasn't pain anywhere else, and they had put him on a stretcher and taken him away. I know there was a woman that was able to get out of her car safely, and she was actually a nurse. And then there was, I couldn't tell if it was a man or a woman that they were able to get out from under the bridge and started CPR.
And started CPR on that person. I'm noticing a tweet from FIU police saying to please avoid the area, Southwest 117th, Southwest 107th Avenue on Southwest 8th Street. Police activity in the area on the scene. That's all they're saying right now. Has anybody from campus sent out pages or text messages or anything on this?
I haven't received any. I'm actually not a student here. My boyfriend is, and we were here for him to go to an interview out of all days. We're actually on spring break, so no students are really here.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's spring break right now, so the school population is probably, which may have helped to minimize potentially more of those injured folks. We are seeing vehicles there on the scene right now. What are you seeing?
They actually had every single person on the sidewalk move all the way until the other side of campus. We actually can't exit the border of campus and go onto the street where everyone is. My car is actually parked where I'm not allowed to go, so I'm just waiting here for the area to relax a little bit before I can return to my car, because there are cops everywhere managing traffic and telling people they can't go down certain streets, and same with students. The students are blocked off.
Isabella, how long were they working on this construction? Do you have a sense of how long it's been?
No, ma'am, I actually don't know. I do know that they have been working on the side support for a very long time, but as far as the actual bridge, that was very recent, last Saturday. So, and it looked like that was what had collapsed. It wasn't the side support.
Sorry, can you say that again? I didn't hear you. You were saying it's the middle that you believe has collapsed?
Yes, it looked like it had crashed through the middle, because the side support they had been working on for months. I'm not exactly sure how long. I think it's since last September.
Yeah.
But the bridge itself had just been completed a couple days ago, not even a full week.
It hasn't been a whole week that they've been allowing people on the pedestrian walkway.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, incredible scene here. If you're joining us just now, this is not far from the campus of FIU. This is a pedestrian bridge is what you're looking at right now. They had just opened it up this weekend to pedestrian traffic. It has since buckled and fallen down into this very busy Southwest 8th Street. I'm joined on the phone by Isabella Carrasco, who was on the scene when this went down and heard and saw it exactly. Isabella, how is the community? You told me that your boyfriend is a student there. Are you getting any other reaction from the university by tweet or cell phone or email?
Well, from what I can see around the people around me, they're very distraught and very hurt. This is a very tight community, and pretty much everyone knows one another. As far as students, I have 1,000,001 texting me and calling me and making sure that me and my boyfriend are all right. So many people go through this particular intersection every day. Yeah. So it's very terrifying.
It's just incredible, the images right now to see. We understand there are at least, on our account, from what we're hearing from officials, at least 5 to 6 cars that are trapped underneath that bridge, the pedestrian walkway bridge, at this point. Isabella, where are you exactly?
I'm on FIU campus now, where they had displaced the students and the pedestrians on the side of the road. I was on the side of the road on the sidewalk before they moved me into campus.
Isabella, I want to thank you so much.